In the heart of the dense forest stood an old abandoned asylum, its crumbling walls hidden by overgrown vines and twisted trees. Legend spoke of eerie whispers and shadowy figures seen flitting through its darkened windows. Few dared to venture near, but curiosity drove a group of friends to explore the forsaken building one fateful night. As they crossed the threshold, the air grew cold and thick with an unsettling silence. The dim light from their flashlights barely pierced the darkness, casting long, menacing shadows that seemed to dance on their own. The friends split up to cover more ground, their footsteps echoing off the rotting walls. Tom, exploring the asylum's old therapy rooms, stumbled upon a dusty mirror. The reflection was oddly still, but Tom's curiosity was piqued. As he approached, he noticed something behind him in the mirror's surface, an indistinct figure, barely visible, but unmistakably there. Turning around, Tom saw nothing. His heartbeat quickened, but he chalked it up to nerves and continued exploring. Meanwhile, Lisa and Mark, wandering through the basement, found a series of old locked doors. With a sense of dread, they finally forced one open, revealing a room filled with old medical equipment and unsettling drawings scrawled on the walls. Suddenly, Lisa heard a faint, childlike giggle coming from behind her. She turned sharply, but the room was empty. Mark, noticing Lisa's discomfort, tried to reassure her, but the lights flickered and went out, plunging them into darkness. Desperately, they tried to find their way back to Tom, but the asylum seemed to shift, twisting their path in impossible ways. The air grew colder, and a cacophony of whispers filled the air, growing louder and more insistent. The friends' panic escalated as they felt unseen hands brushing against their skin and heard the sound of footsteps echoing their own. Finally, they regrouped, only to find Tom standing motionless, his eyes wide with terror. He pointed to the mirror, which now showed not just a reflection, but a full, dark figure standing right behind him, its eyes hollow and glowing. With a collective scream, the friends fled the asylum, racing through the tangled underbrush. They never spoke of that night again, but each one was haunted by the chilling realization that the asylum had not just been a place of madness, but a gateway to something far more sinister, something that had followed them, watching from the shadows long after they had escaped.